What's up YouTube, the Rain Man here. In this video we'll be talking about the next Hall of Heroes that's coming up. It's going to be the Dark Neostone Agent, if it'll load. There we go. As always, you can find me on channel 2365 on the global server. You can also see my Swar farm page in the description below, as well as the Nat5 monsters that I've summoned and what scrolls they were summoned from. Alright, so onto the video here. In the video, the Hall of Heroes coming. Every month comes to us as a Hall of Heroes, where we can get a 4-star monster. And they used to do, it's usually a elemental rotation. So we're on to a dark this time, and this one's going to be a Dark Neostone Fighter. So, this event's going to start from May 12th and run through May 15th. Of course, the times are going to be through your server time, so 12 p.m. To 12 a.m. So from May 12th, 12 p.m. to May 15th, 12 a.m. You can find this dungeon down in the Karl dungeons. As stated before, excuse me, you get to run 10 floors, the maximum of 10 floors. Each floor you get 25 pieces, so the most you can get is 250 pieces. And of those 250 pieces, it allows you to summon 5 of these Dark Neostone Fighters. So I say you only get to run the floor one time. That's it. So it's usually not too difficult to run the first floor to begin with. So if you can, like usual, run it, get one. If nothing else. Let's go look at him, see what he's got. I said, whenever the secret dungeons come around or the Hall of Heroes, always try and get one. You never know, it may be completely useless to you at this point. He may get a buff later. You never know. So, alright, so Dark Neostone Fighter. His first skill swings a dagger to attack the enemy 2 times and subsequently increases your attack power for 2 turns. So basically it attacks one monster and then boosts its attack power for 2 turns. Kinda wish you would do that to begin with before he attacks, but you know how that goes. Second skill increases his crit rate for 2 turns and instantly attacks the enemy with a powerful strike. So he boosts his crit rate and then attacks, which is good. So at least he's applying a buff to himself before he attacks. His third skill performs an attack that ignores all damage reduction effects. This attack is guaranteed to land as a critical hit, as a critical attack. So no matter what, it's going to be a crit hit every time with this skill. And the fact that it ignores damage reduction effects means Darian's passive, Diaz's passive, if you pulled him from the Hall of Heroes last month, from the Anniversary Hall of Heroes last month, those damage reduction passives are ignored. Now, I'm not for sure that much. I was able to find out that yes, it does ignore those passives. I do not know if it ignores the defense buff on the enemy when you hit them. I do not know if it does that, or if it ignores an attack break on him. Not sure if it ignores those, but the Darian and Diaz passives it will ignore. And when you awaken him, he gets a leader skill, which is increase the attack power of all allied monsters by 25%. So this is all monsters global, where no matter where you put him at, he's going to have a 25% attack lead for his team, if you have him as a leader. So, basically, he's got a lot of boost for himself, plus he has a passive ignore. He has a damage reduction effect ignore on his third skill. Pros, he's got the second highest defense of all of the 5 Neostone Fighters, in which Trevor has the highest defense, or base defense at least. With the fact that he has a crit rate boost and a skill that is immediately going to be a crit hit, his crit rate for his runes don't really need to be that high. You're going to need them there either way, because his first skill does not do anything with that. So, more like this guy's going to be used. So his 2 skills, he's got 2 skills. Blech. His crit rate is not needed to be as high because of his crit rate boost plus a immediate crit hit skill on his third one there. So he's got two skills that actually have a 2-turn boost. So one move, his first skill has a 2-turn attack power boost. His second skill has a crit rate boost for 2 turns. So now he also has, now of the 5 Neostone fighters, he is the lowest. He has the lowest attack of anybody of the 5 Neostone fighters, as you can see. He has the lowest attack of them all. Also, he has the lowest attack. He has the second lowest HP of the 5 Neostone fighters as well, in which Trevor has the lowest, lower than him. So Trevor's got the highest defense and the lowest HP. This monster is going to be strictly used, more than likely, strictly in arena and guild offense. So, like I said, whenever you build him, you're going to want to probably do an attack, crit damage attack, and give him some crit rate in there as well. Like I said, his crit rate's not needed to be as high because of his crit rate boost and his crit hit move. As his definitely crit hit move on his third skill there. So his crit rate's not needed to be as high, but it's still going to need to be there. He has no debuff, so he doesn't dot, he doesn't defense break, he doesn't slow or anything like that. So he's strictly a hitter. That's what he's going to be. He's strictly a dark hitter. So when you build him, keep that in mind. It's going to be strictly arena and guild offense type monster. Is where he's going to be strictly used at. Personally, more than likely, I'm going to build one. I'll keep him like usual. If I gain enough pieces to summon any more, I'm going to put them on my Trevor. I'm going to put them to my Trevor and finish them up. I use them a lot in guild battles. So, and I use them some in arena as well, but guild battles is where I use them at a lot. So, finishing maxing out Trevor's skills is where I really want to use this guy at. But so I'm still going to build one. I'm going to have one off to the side. I may summon him and just throw him in storage maybe. Who knows. But keep in mind, also, whenever you are facing this guy, when you get ready to go through the Hall of Heroes, considering this is a dark Hall of Heroes, more likely the mini-boss is going to be a dark boss as well. Not sure what it would be. I do know that if I was building the Hall of Hero waves, at some point there, I'm going to have a Neostone agent. Probably not going to be with the mini-boss. Probably not going to be with the Neostone fighters on the other floors. Probably be the mini-boss or be one of the 2 monsters with the mini-boss. So, let me keep that in mind. At least that's me. If I'm building it, I'm going to put a Neostone agent in there somewhere. So, whenever you're taking on the waves, Trevor, like I said, he's got, like all of them, he attacks enemy 2 times and then boosts his attack power. All the Neostone fighters have that. Increases his crit for 2 turns, instantly attacks enemy with a powerful strike. So, the same move that the dark one has. But, the passive is what sets him aside from the others. As his HP decreases, his damage inflicted to the enemy will increase and damage you receive is decreased. So, he actually will take less damage and do more damage as his health gets lower. So, keep that in mind whenever you go to face him in the waves. More than likely, it'll probably be first or second wave, more likely where this guy will show up. Next, the other Neostone fighter, Ryan, the water one. Second skill. Attacks the enemy and inflicts continuous damage for 2 turns. This attack will also decrease the enemy's defense for 2 turns if it lands as a critical hit. So, Ryan's going to be applying a debuff and a defense break on you if you're not careful. So keep that in mind when you face him in the wave as well. His third skill. Swiftly attacks the enemy 3 times with each attack, inflicting continuous damage for 1 turn. If this attack lands as a critical hit, it will disrupt the target's HP recovery for 2 turns. So, Ryan, he's going to be dotting you. He's got 2 skills that will put a dot, either put a dot or 3 dots on you. So, also one skill's got a defense break on it. The other skill actually has an HP recovery, has an HP heal block on it. So keep that in mind. Like the fire one, I got a feeling it's probably the first or second wave where this one shows up. So you may see Trevor on wave 1 and Ryan on wave 2, or vice versa. More than likely on wave 4, you will probably see the Wind Neostone agent. His second skill attacks an enemy and inflicts continuous damage for 2 turns. This attack will also decrease the enemy's defense for 2 turns if it lands as a critical hit. So, like Ryan, he can dodge you and defense break you with his second skill. So, be prepared for that. His third skill attacks the enemy 2 times and decreases their attack speed for 3 turns. Each hit will also decrease the enemy's attack bar by 30%. If the enemy's attack bar gets depleted by this attack, you instantly recover another turn. So he attacks 1 time, hits twice. If the attack bar goes down, he gets to go again. So you kind of want to have to hope that your attack bars are raised, or maybe with an attack bar booster, maybe. That way, if you got some attack bars, maybe you're not depleted if you attack somebody. More like that, he's wind. He's probably gonna hit a water monster, so maybe we'll keep the water monster with a high speed water monster to avoid giving Logan a second turn. So more likely he'll show up in wave 4 after the mini boss. I would assume that's where he's going to show up at. Usually it's, if I remember correctly, I think it's fire and water on the first 2 waves. Third wave is the mini boss. 4th wave is wind, usually. 5th wave, since the boss is dark, 5th wave is going to be light. So Lucas, of course, first skill, just like all of them. Second skill attacks the enemy and it inflicts continuous damage for 2 turns. This attack will also decrease the enemy's defense for 2 turns if it lands as a critical hit. So he's got the same skill again. So he's got a chance for a dot and a defense break. And he has a passive. His third skill is actually a passive. Born to Fight. The attacks performed on your turn will generate a shield that lasts for 1 turn. The shield is equivalent to 50% of the damage dealt. Also, this effect increases your crit rate by 30%. So, attacks performed on your turn will generate a shield. So, is that your move? Attacks performed on your turn will generate a shield that lasts for 1 turn. Attacks performed on your turn. So, I'm assuming that whenever he attacks, he actually will generate a shield that's equivalent to 50% of the damage he dealt. That's what it sounds like. So, also, this effect will increase your crit rate by 30%. So his crit rate's going to go up as well. So you keep that in mind. He's going to have a shield on him, so you may want to have a stripper or someone who actually replaces buffs. Someone like Megan, who has I think Megan's second skill will actually replace a buff. Will actually strip a buff and replace it with a buff blocker. So someone who strips buffs, maybe someone like, if you have her, trying to think of who off the top of my head, first one to come up was Juno, which I do have her. We've got Juno, like I said, she's just AoE. It'll replace the buffs with a dot. So you may keep that in mind with some monsters you may want to bring with you, or this type of skills on the monsters you want to bring with you at least. And of course the dart, we already talked about him. I said it's going to be the boss. So you need to keep that in mind. I said more than likely the first 2 waves are going to be water and fire. There'll be the mini boss. Wave 4 and 5 will be wind and light. And then the wave 6 will be the actual boss wave. So whenever you're going out, you may want to bring some speed, attacking, some pretty good attack power. Any kind of maybe a team cleanser, maybe like Kona perhaps. Of course, healer. Let's see, who else? Any kind of buff stripper. Maybe an idea, like maybe Bella. Bella's got a buff strip. I think the wind one. I think the wind Inagami has that as well. So that's a possibility. So keep that in mind. Also, maybe an attack bar booster as well to maybe try and, or a really fast water monster. That way your attack bar stays pretty high. So maybe Logan doesn't strip your attack bar down and get to go again. So, but that's just some strategies and ideas to keep in mind whenever you do go take on this Hall of Heroes. Like it says before, like it said, these are difficult. These are hard. So don't expect to go in and go through all 10 floors. Where does it say that? It usually mentions it somewhere. I don't see it saying anywhere. Yeah, these are difficult waves, difficult floors, and they do get harder. So if you beat one, don't think you can beat 10. Probably not gonna happen. So I know personally, I can usually go through eight floors. It gets kind of, I know with the light and dark monsters, it's kind of iffy if I can get all the way through eight floors. So, and that's me. I say you can see, look at the Swar farm and see my monsters, see how they're skilled up and they're ruined and whatnot. So, but like usual, whenever the Hall of Heroes opens up, I will be running that first wave and also kind of giving some strategy tips as to how to handle each wave and the monsters on that wave. Because I said it's not just, you're not just dealing with the Neostone fighters. There's going to be two of another type monster with them. So there's going to be some monsters to have to deal with that you may want to keep in mind whenever you are fighting, whenever you are going through these waves. So, but I wish you all good luck in getting a Dark Neostone fighter. As usual, if you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions, feel free to comment, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. And until next time, have fun. Later.